Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Speak to Influence podcast. I'm Karen Sachs. Today, we're talking about why people trust calm communicators more so than brilliant communicators. Have you ever walked into a room and found that the person who was not necessarily the smartest person in the room had people entranced in talking to them, whereas the most brilliant person in the room didn't have as many people talking to them? That is because people evaluate safety decisions before they evaluate facts. Hey, Vicky, welcome. I'm glad you're here live tonight. Because of the way we were created, our brains are still looking for safety. So when we meet someone, our brain automatically asks questions like, can I trust this person? Do I feel safe with this person? Should I keep listening? People evaluate the messenger before they evaluate the message. So you need to show them why they should trust you. Things like a calm voice gives you confidence or sends the message of confidence. Steady eye contact sends the message of security. A relaxed pace shows competence. Whereas an anxious communicator communicates anxiety. For example, if you had to have a medical procedure and you had two surgeons, the first one came in and calmly explained to you the procedure, each step of the way, and what was going to happen. And then the second surgeon came in and they were frantic. They were all discombobulated. They started to explain the procedure and then they backed up and they told you something else. And then they went back to the procedure and they just went back and forth. Even if the second surgeon had far more credentials, you're more likely to trust the first surgeon because she came in calmly and discussed the procedure calmly. Calm is confidence. Now, brilliant people have a tendency to make some mistakes. They have a tendency to interrupt because what they have to say is more important than what you have to say. They over-explain. They think that if they give you enough details, you'll understand them. They use unnecessary jargon and complex language to make themselves sound smarter. And they have a tendency to defend every position and every opinion that's theirs. Now, that's not all brilliant people. There are some brilliant people who are very good communicators. However, there is a tendency when you're so smart, and especially if you are intellectually smarter than the person you're speaking with, that you have a tendency to do those things. Interrupt, over-explain, unnecessary jargon and complex language, defending your opinions every time. The strongest people don't need to convince people that they're the strongest. They just have to model it. And that's true in leadership, relationships, and communication. Emotions are contagious. So when you share a certain emotion with a listener or a room, the room becomes the same emotional state. So if you're tense, people are going to be tense. If you're frantic, people become rushed. But if you're composed, people become relaxed. Leaders who regulate their emotional temperature are able to provide emotional stability for the room. And that's important. And it's not that difficult. I have a client whose native culture suggests that she should be very businesslike when she's in a business setting. That means very formal, no expression on her face. After coaching with her, I told her she needed to smile. Just smile. That's simple. Well, she started smiling and she felt the difference. When she read something, she could feel the difference and hear the difference in her voice. She found that when she smiled in her office, that people began to respond to her differently because she wasn't uptight. She was friendly. And those simple things can build trust and confidence. Now, there are 5 ways to sound calm under pressure. The first way is to pause before answering any question or any comment. Don't just jump right in, almost interrupting. When you're listening, truly listen. Don't plan what you're going to say next because that makes you ready to jump in. After somebody says something, pause for a moment before answering. The second is to slow your breath if you find that you're nervous or you're breathing hard. 426 breathing is a good way to do it because it's a simple thing that you can do without drawing attention to yourself. You want to breathe in 4, hold for 2 seconds, and then breathe out for 6. So breathe in for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. That just sent a message to your brain that told you that you can relax, that you're safe. That kind of breathing impacts other people because when you're nervous and you're breathing fast, it affects your pace, it affects your vocal variety, it affects your ability to finish a sentence. So, pause before answering, breathe. Number 3 is finish your thought completely. When you're finishing a thought, the best way to do that is the point first method. Lead with your point, explain briefly, discuss next steps, stop talking until it's your turn to talk again. That's point first communication, and everyone should be using it because I certainly talk about it enough. Number 4 is slow down your communication. Just ever so slightly, slow the pace of your conversation so that every sentence lands firmly. And finally, don't be afraid of silence. It's okay when you pause for just a moment after someone else stops speaking. It's okay to have that short silence. It seems longer to you than it is. So just focus on pausing for a moment to get your thoughts together and enjoy the silence. Don't be afraid of it. In the AI era, it is particularly important because AI provides facts, but only humans can build trust. And trust is becoming more and more rare. In the AI era, it is important to remain calm during uncertainty because that will help make difficult conversations easier to understand. So let's review again the 5 things that you need to do to speak calmly during uncertain situations or difficult conversations. Number 1, pause before answering. Number 2, breathe if you're feeling nervous. 426 breathing. 4 in, hold for 2, out for 6. Number 3, finish your thought. Use point first communication so that you clearly say your recommendation or your main point, a brief explanation, the next steps, and then stop talking. Number 4, speak more slowly, ever so slightly. That will allow your sentences to land. And number 5, don't be afraid of silence. Silence is an important tool to help reinforce points as well as keep people calm. That is what we have to say today about how calm communicators can be trusted more than the most brilliant people in the room. I appreciate you being with me today. Vicki, thanks for being here live. For those of you who are watching the replay, I hope you find this helpful. And for daily communications and every Wednesday, a free masterclass, go to my school community. That's spelled SKOOL and look for Act Like a Great Communicator. Membership is free. Have a great new week, everyone.